if you ask me, when I look around the NFL this morning, and I was all on Packers Twitter all day today, all morning and all night last night. I was on Packers Twitter, and I hear and the narrative that I keep hearing around Packers Twitter and the narrative that I'm hearing in the national media this morning, the Packers have wasted Aaron Rodgers' prime. The Packers organization haven't done enough to surround Aaron Rodgers with enough talent. Aaron Rodgers always plays great in these games, and his defense lets him down. I feel sorry for Aaron Rodgers because his team let him down. His organization let him down again. Matt LaFleur should have did better. And yeah, Matt LaFleur should have did better. And the last one, which is laughable to me, Aaron Rodgers should want to leave Green Bay because the Packers haven't done enough to support him in his career. But I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I do not buy in to any of that. Now, yes, the Packers could have and should have done more in the draft this past year to ensure that this team would be in contention to make it to the Super Bowl and to win the Super Bowl. And as much as I have faith in this front office and over the past 20, 30 years, if you look at their track record, yeah, they have some duds. They have some mistakes, but so does every franchise. But if you look at the Green Bay Packers track record for the last 30 years, they have more wins than losses. So I trust this Green Bay Packers organization, and I think this Green Bay Packers organization have done what they should have done more often than not, and that they make the right choice. So this narrative that like Aaron Rodgers should be so fed up with the Green Bay Packers front office and that the front office has failed Aaron Rodgers and the defense has failed Aaron Rodgers, that's bullshit to me, bro. Because when you look at it, to me, it's Aaron Rodgers who has failed this organization. It's Aaron Rodgers who has failed his fans, bro. So how can you say he failed the organization? That is unfair. Now, don't take that to mean Rodgers is not at fault for last year and this year. Aaron Rodgers has had zero help from the front office. And I disagree. To say he's had zero help, I mean, yeah, they haven't drafted a first-round wide receiver, and the media is making a big deal out of that. But to say he hasn't had zero help, Devontae Adams is the best receiver in football. What about the offensive lineman? That's helping your quarterback, especially an aging quarterback. Aaron Rodgers was only sacked 20 times all year, bro. Having the best offensive line or one of the best top 1 or 2 offensive lines in football, that's helping your quarterback, bro. Improving your defense every year. They put so much draft capital and they invested so much free agency capital into improving this defense. That's helping your quarterback. They drafted Jordy Nelson and Randall Cobb and Greg Jennings and Eddie Lacy. And Aaron Jones. That's helping your quarterback. They brought in an offensive-minded head coach who can scheme up great offenses and who can take the ball out of Rodgers' hands for his own benefit, run the ball, and extend Aaron Rodgers' career by taking hits off of his body and by setting up the play-action pass. That's helping your quarterback, bro. Eddie Lacy was not a bust, bro. Eddie Lacy was undisciplined, and yeah, Eddie Lacy didn't last because he didn't want to put in the work. But before Eddie Lacy was drafted, the Packers had gone 3 years without a 100-yard rusher. Eddie Lacy had like 5 or 6 100-yard rushing games his first year as a rookie, dog. Go back and watch those Eddie Lacy. Go to YouTube right now and type in Eddie Lacy Packers highlights. Eddie Lacy was a beast. I'm gonna admit, when you do draft and develop with receivers drafted or in the 5th round and the 6th round and guys who are undrafted free agents like Lazard and Tunyon and MVS and St. Brown, yeah, it might take 3 or 4 years for them to develop into the players that you believe that they can be. So you're expecting your Hall of Fame quarterback to elevate that talent. He demands perfection, and he demands these guys to be doing all to not make any mistakes instead of like working with them. He sort of like alienates them. If you make mistakes, you're not going to be practicing with me. Come to me after you can already have everything perfect. Why don't all those undrafted guys, why don't you say, look, man, I got a big ass fucking house. Come stay with me over the summer. Every day after practice, we're going to hit the jugs machine. Every day after practice, when we go home, we're going to fucking go out to eat, grab something to eat, and we're going to sit down, and I'm going to go over this playbook with you. Because I know you guys are raw, and I know you guys aren't on the same level as some of these first and second round guys, but I'm going to coach you up. I'm going to invest in you because I know you're what I have to work with. That's the kind of leadership that I feel like Aaron Rodgers doesn't display like a Tom Brady had Antonio Brown living in his house, bruh. That's the kind of leadership that Tom Brady possesses that Aaron Rodgers doesn't possess. Your quarterback has to be a vocal leader. I don't think you can win multiple championships with your quarterback being a non-vocal leader. Yeah, you can win one on a very magical 2010 season, but if you want to go back to multiple championships, you want to have a dynasty, you want to get the best out of your career, you got to have a guy like Tom Brady, like Patrick Mahomes, who are vocal, and they will speak out, and they will boost the morale of their team, and they will speak to their team. And this was the first year Rodgers even did that in the locker room, but he still never did that on the sideline. And you can look at this game as the perfect example. When this team was down, Rodgers wasn't clapping guys and up, and he wasn't encouraging guys. He was sulking. He was staring blankly into space. He was collapsing. He was folding under pressure, bro. And he's a great regular season guy. And against lesser competition like the Cowboys or the Vikings or the Seahawks, you know, sometimes. But even when the Seahawks were at their height with the Legion of Boom, he folded. Yeah, Rodgers can come from behind and beat lesser opponents. But against better teams, against the GOAT, Tom Brady, against the Mahomeses and those caliber of players and tough defenses, he collapses, man. He folds, and that's been the narrative on him, pushed by some members of the media like Skip Bayless and Colin Cowherd. And for Rodgers' entire career, bruh, I defended this guy. And this year, I even went out and brought his jersey, bruh. I brought Aaron Rodgers' jersey this season because, you know what? I said, I believe in this guy. Finally, all those negative storylines about him, I'm gonna ignore them. And I'm gonna go out and buy his jersey this year. And I'm gonna trust in Aaron Rodgers. And I believe he's gonna take us to the promised land. And what did he do, bro? I was almost tempted to throw this jersey in the trash. But I spent my hard-earned money on it, so I'm not going to do that. But I would never put that jersey on again in my life. He's not cut out for the big time. He's not built like that. He doesn't show any passion in those big moments. And you need your franchise quarterback to be passionate. And as much as I wanted to believe that he could do it, as much as I wanted to believe that he could take us back to the promised land, I spent $100 of my hard-earned money in a pandemic year where I lost my fucking job. I spent my hard-earned money on this Aaron Rodgers jersey, and I almost threw it in the trash yesterday. But I'm not going to throw away my hard-earned dollars. But this will forever be a reminder of why Aaron Rodgers is overrated. I'm not saying he's still not an all-time great. He's still a top 10 quarterback, maybe top 5 or 6. But as time goes on and players like Patrick Mahomes continue to play big in games and win MVPs and probably go on to win Super Bowls, Rodgers' legacy will continue to slide further and further and further away into obscurity. And he'll be just another all-time great talent who couldn't get it done in the big moment, who didn't have what it took, who wasn't clutch. And I believe that's going to be Rodgers' legacy. And that's his narrative. And he confirmed it yesterday. He's not a great leader. He's a great guy. He's an awesome teammate. It's fun to hang around. He buys his offensive lineman's gift. He donates money to charities. He says all the right things on social justice issues. And I appreciate all of that. And Trailer Court 69 says, so if he takes it to the distance before it's all over for him, I don't want to hear the narrative switch because he's got the prize that we expect. I would love to see it. But right now, I don't see it happening. He's had 5 opportunities at NFC Championship games. Two of those, one of them he won. The other 2, You could say the chips were stacked up against him against Atlanta in 16. And you could say in 14, it was more on McCarthy and the special teams and the defense. I really put most of the blame on Rodgers for this year and last year. And, if he proves me wrong, great. I'm not a Rodgers hater. Like, I feel like people are going to say I'm a Rodgers hater. I really did enjoy watching him dominate the NFC North for the past decade plus. 2010 was a magical run. And yeah, Rodgers has had some of the most spectacular plays I've seen as a football fan since I've been watching football since 1994. I'm not a Rodgers hater, but I am also no longer a Rodgers believer. My stance is that he's a great talent, but much like other great talents who never won rings or only got one ring, he's not a GOAT. He doesn't belong in the GOAT conversation. And I don't ever want to hear him mentioned in the GOAT conversation.
Puda, you the GOAT, boy.